Good evening, everybody. Well, why am I switched?
I don't know.
Give me
Oh,
my
there you go.
spot back. Stop messing with my controls, bitch. Good evening, everyone. Welcome in Sunday night drone chats, Sunday evening drone chats, whatever you want to call it. Hope everybody has had a good weekend. We are back in the saddle. I've been off the past couple weeks, studying
Hold up.
for
Hold up.
part
Stop the
107.
show. Stop the show. Stop the show. Gotta congratulate you. I know you've been congratulated. Look, and you get to get some of these in the mail. I always send them to everybody who passes the test.
Thank
So
you.
we'll
I've
get
been
you
waiting.
get some right
I,
out to you, Matt. Congratulations. I
thanks,
know I
buddy.
did see a little white out. I did see a little white out on that score. So I'm not really sure about that score, but hey,
Ah,
hey,
listen,
congratulations.
I wanted the 100. I wanted it. I didn't want to be greedy. I missed three
Hundred
questions.
sucks. Max would say 100
100%
sucks.
overrated.
Yeah.
I wanted it. I wanted it, but I'm happy with what I got. Three questions I missed.
Hey, did you beat Barkley? I want to know. Did you get a better score than
No,
Barkley?
I
Oh,
did not. I missed it by
damn.
1%. 1%, bro. I missed him, but I'm satisfied with the way it came out. Believe it or not,
No, it
but
was good, man. I
before
told
I
you, you
talk
weren't gonna have
about it,
no problem.
Londenard, what's
Lana's
happening?
here.
What's good, brother?
What's
Hey,
up?
What's up, Lana?
deuces.
What's up, Johnny?
How you doing,
I
buddy?
don't know.
Hanging in
Just
there?
hanging out,
Yep.
Yeah,
hanging
man.
out
Feeling
with
it's
the Part
raining here.
107 with the Part 107 guy now.
Yeah, all you professional pilots, man. I wish I was cool.
Oh, you just
Like
got
all
to
you
go take the
guys.
damn test again. That's all. It ain't no big deal.
I know. I'm just lazy.
Yeah, I mean, you've been talking about wanting to go back and get it again, right?
Yeah.
You, yeah.
yeah.
It's just a matter of
Yeah. I mean,
whenever
it's not
you're
a
ready.
bad
No,
idea.
yeah.
No, not at
Yeah.
all. Not at all.
I don't have any motivation to do it, is the problem.
Yeah.
I don't have any real reason to do it. So,
Understandable.
yeah.
That's
Well,
understandable.
now, hey, you got to shoot for something. Now you could get a 96 and beat Matt. So there's your motivation.
Listen, three questions that I missed, I guessed on, and they were like two of them had to do with operations and one with regulation. Unfortunately, you can't go back. All you get is the code that shows what portion of the test you failed.
Right.
It gives you the codes right there,
Yeah, it's kind of
right
stupid.
there. So you got to look those codes up, but it doesn't actually give you the question that you got wrong. It just gives you the
Category,
general
yeah.
idea
Subject.
of the category, the subject. Yeah.
Yeah, the subject.
Subject,
Yeah.
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 So it was two operations and one regulation.
Hey, you did better than I did, man. But I strolled in off the street and took it when it first came out. I didn't study or
Yeah,
nothing.
that's what you told me.
Yeah, I happened to be at the airport anyway. You know what I mean? I go, oh, let me go by and
Yeah.
see what they're talking about. They had to dig the test out. They didn't even have it up and everything. They even have it all set up. I had to wait around for them to get their shit together for me to test. I was probably one of the first 10 or 20 people to take it in this half of the state, probably.
Trini, he used Pilot
I
Institute.
used Pilot Institute. I got to be honest. There were questions on the test that were identical to practice questions that I've seen. Identical. And as soon as I saw the question and noticed the answers were also identical, I knew right away. I said, "Oh shit, I've seen this thing. I've seen this question 5 times already." But one of the habits that Greg talks about in the course is trying not to memorize the questions, because if you get a question that's worded differently, you're gonna fuck it up. And that's what I went in knowing that I wasn't gonna memorize. Now there was a couple sectional chart questions, like the degrees of one of they give you a longitude and latitude, and then ask you what airport is at that location. It was the same question that I've seen on a practice exam. I already knew before I even looked at the.
I think the Garrison Airport or something. Like that question is on the test actually.
Yeah. One of them is 101 degrees 1 minute north, and then like 46 degrees 21 minutes west, or back. That's backwards. Sorry, 101 west and 46 north. but it was the same airport, Washburn. Same
Yeah.
exact question I've seen on practice tests.
Well, it's just not hard, anyways. Right on this chart.
Yeah, but see, like before
Yeah.
this,
you just go to the map and you go.
before
Oh, okay.
before this this course, I did not know how to read longitude and latitude. I had
Oh,
no
really?
idea. Yeah,
Oh,
I had no
yeah.
idea how to do it before I
Yeah.
took this course.
Yeah, I was in
And-
the Army, so
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
know, you were used to that shit. You
I
guys
know how
went
to read
off
a
of
map. Yeah.
Greece. You know, it was new
Yeah,
for
same
me.
thing. I
went-
didn't know how to read it either. So
It was new.
That's
It was
fair
a
enough.
lot of it was new for me. I watched. I went through the course one time. Watched every video one time. I didn't go back because I didn't want to confuse myself. I soaked it all in, and that was one of the ideas behind setting my schedule, scheduling my test before I study, because it gives me an exact amount of time to study and it forces me to do it. And it worked out well. I studied for 1 week and then everything was nice and fresh. So it worked out well. It really did. I'm happy. I got that part over with, and now it's just hopefully on to bigger and better things from there. So
What could
But,
be bigger
yeah.
and better than what you're doing now?
anything. Anything.
he's talking about some moolah. Line.
We'll see how it works out.
I don't know. He's
Better
got it
than-
made now.
Right now I do. Right now, yeah,
he's
right
got
now I
it
do.
made, man.
I have it made to some people, but to others, not so much, because it's difficult.
Oh,
keeping
yeah.
up. It's difficult.
I'm sure.
It's difficult keeping up when you're not working.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Just
financially, but
saying.
I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. Let me do a quick roll call. Say what's up to some people. Before I do that, I want to bring in somebody special. He's special.
Special ed.
Barkley.
What's up, Barkley?
Close.
Hi, buddy.
Hey,
I'm so glad you made it, man.
congratulations, Maddie.
Yep.
Thank you, Barkley. Thank you very much. I had a lot of pressure and a lot of positive energy, positive support coming from all you people out there, and you guys pushed me to put my ass in gear and get it done, and I have people like you guys to thank for that. So thank you very much.
No, you're welcome. By the way, 2%.
2% to beat you, 1% to tie, right? Is that what it was?
You got a 95. I got a 97.
Okay, yeah. So 2% to tie and 3% to beat.
All that means is I guessed one of the questions right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it means.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I wanted my name on that wall of fame over in Greg's studio. That's why I wanted it. To be honest with you,
Well,
that was the only reason I wanted it.
you get to charge 50 cents more an hour now if you would have got a 96. So
Oh boy! All right, let me say hi to some people. Steve Knowles, what's up, man? TJ, Tammy Jean, Ray Kelly, Susan Lee, hello. Lee McCready, what's going on? Ray Kelly, Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Popeyes.
Johnny
is so
tell
good,
you
bro.
about that.
Popeyes is so good. They don't have one
Oh,
close to me.
man.
I got to travel a little bit for one.
He
Ray Kelly,
he
what's
lived
up,
not
buddy?
far from here, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm
well,
saying. Johnny knows all about that.
Hell yeah. Drone shots.
Yeah.
Hello. Reptilian Research. Charles Galuski. Hi. Wedge and Big Paul. Guys, tune in. Paul's got a show at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after this one. Just
So
let
you're
you know.
going off
Have
at
Drone
8?
will fly. Huh? No, not
You're
necessarily.
going off.
Because
okay.
I have whenever my show ends, I'm jumping off, eating dinner, and then I have the Fly Zone FPV show to do. So
Oh, that
I'll be
only show.
Yeah, the FPV only.
No,
we talk about
it's
fucking everything.
strictly FPV tonight.
Hello,
Yeah, that's what
Ashley
I heard,
Brown.
Strictly FPV. So if you're not
We're talk-
talking
yeah.
FPV,
Do you see who we have on tonight? We have on
Yes.
Chris Teal from DroneCo. So that should be good.
who?
Chris Teal. Dono knows him. Dono's got a few squirts from him that was built by him.
Oh, cool.
He's the owner of DroneCo, that company DroneCo. They build
DroneCo.
Cinelifters, whatever.
That's cool.
I'm not really
Cool.
sure. His name is Chris Teal.
From where? Drone Code, but where does he live?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
God, the only guy I know of is the guy he was buying from in Colorado. Oh no, Austin.
That's what-
Excuse me.
Well, that's where Lee is.
Oh,
from
you're
Colorado.
talking
I
about
think
Troy from Quad Standard
Yeah,
Labs.
Troy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
yeah.
buy
QSD.
He he got his slam squirts from
He got like
from,
3 drones from him,
from Chris
Drones.
Steele. He's got slam squirts.
and his
Um,
red and his red camera too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Troy was a spin up. Yeah.
Yeah, Troy's a hell of a builder. Dude can build some serious Cinelifters and Cinewhoops.
Yeah.
I know Ken had a Cinewhoop made by him a few months ago, something like that.
Yeah, Ken's gone back to that well a couple times.
Yeah, they're good to have in his line of work. Hey,
now they're
Joe,
gonna Steve
USA. Yeah, right.
After the Avada, I'm telling you, dude, he's in love with that damn drone. That's insane.
I watched
I was
Billy's
like-
video today of you guys of him. I didn't know he crashed it twice. I thought it was only once.
You didn't know?
No,
Oh yeah.
I did not
Oh,
know.
no, he's
until he put
crashed
his
it like a
video.
half dozen times, but 2 times it didn't come back.
I crashed
Oh,
mine as soon as I went into manual. I crashed it, and the battery did not pop out.
No, it's not guaranteed. You know, I looked at it from a structural point of view. I think it has to. I think it catches one of the corners at the top, and then it'll flex the frame and pop one of the clips, and
Drags
then
it out.
allows
Yeah.
the other one to go out. Yeah, that's what I think.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So
Now,
it's
do
not
you-
every crash.
Do you know anybody that's had the problem of it popping out besides other videos? Do you know anybody personally that's had that problem?
yeah.
Do you?
Quite a few people have had them pop out. I don't know what they could do. I mean, people are working on solutions. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure. Sometimes I wonder when you design something, you know what I mean? There are reasons. There are reasons why you went the direction you went. And sometimes I just wonder if changing it might not cause a new problem.
Yeah,
You
because
know what I
Lon,
mean?
That's
Yeah,
true.
because when they were testing it, I'm sure the batteries popped out. You know.
Oh yeah. And they decided it was acceptable because of the type of
Right.
crash.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or what happened. If it does one of these, they decided, you know what? It's okay if the battery pops out because we don't want it
Yeah.
to stay with the drone. You know what I mean? For some reason. Or because if it stays with the drone, then it puts more stress on other parts of the frame, which would
Right.
cause a much bigger problem if they crack the frame.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
it
know what I
makes
mean?
sense.
That's a bigger problem than the battery ejecting. You know what I'm saying?
We
I just
have,
felt I Velcro on top of the battery one of those AirTags, Apple AirTags.
Mhm.
Because when I've crashed, I set the control to beep, and the
Yeah.
batteries have never fallen out, so I could find the beep.
Right.
The issue is if the battery does fall out,
Right.
I want to get somewhat in the area so the AirTag can point me in the right direction and I can find it. As
Well,
long as the
find my
AirTag
drone.
doesn't fall off.
Right. Well, Find My Drone actually gets you in the general area. That's how we found Billy's.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty good. It's better than what people think. You know, from the moment the battery pops out, you will have that location,
Yeah.
and then you go
Yeah.
from there. They
Right.
found Billy's in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
You're pretty,
second
you're
time.
pretty
I saw that,
close.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Find My Drone is pretty good. It's within like 5 feet or so, I bet. You know, depending on how many satellites you had when you crashed.
If you can't see 5 feet around you,
true.
Well, you know, you fan out. You know, you go exactly where it says, and then you
Mhm.
you kind of fan out a little bit. I mean, they went right where it said, and when oh, there it is.
You're a
They
mil-
picked it up
military
and
guy,
threw it
you-
down the mountain.
you're a military guy, you probably would draw a little grid pattern and make sure each quadrant's covered.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Greg did
What's
too.
up, Mike?
Man. Greg got his
What's
map
up,
out.
boys?
And, you know, figured it out.
Yeah,
What's up?
I saw that. I saw that Greg was out there helping find it and his
we
crew.
were gonna leave it. We were we're like,
Well,
well, I'm
is it-
not getting up there for
Is it true?
110 degrees.
Is it? Isn't it? Did I hear in the video that Billy bought a second one for that very reason?
Billy had one on order. He was like, yeah, whatever.
That's what I thought.
He was like, you know, it's not like he's, you know, falling over rich or whatever, but let's put it this way. The Apple thing came out and he bought a new phone. He bought the Apple Watch Ultra. You know, he bought the new, he's bought like $2,000.
Well,
It's
he's,
like
not, he's
that
not paying
on
for
the
gas.
new
He's
Apple
not
phone.
paying for gas.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
he can
So
afford all that
he's
stuff.
starving. He can afford $600. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just
You know,
the
he was
drone
like, yeah,
alone. That's
whatever.
all you really need, and then you get an extra battery
Yep.
with it, of course.
Yeah.
Have you flown it, Lon?
Nah, I didn't have
No.
any. You know, they were flying around. It's like, hey, you want to fly it? I had 3 people flying them around me for a while, and they're like, oh, you want to fly it? I go, nah, not really. No. I'm just not that
Curious.
interested.
It's a whoop.
It's a whoop,
it's a
yeah.
Cinewhoop,
It's
yeah.
nothing. It's nothing revolutionary,
No.
but it does things that other Cinewhoops won't do.
Yeah.
Or not normally do anyway. And it flies really well. The footage is decent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they made it fly with the RC Pro, I might get one. You know, I just
That would
get the
be
drone
nice.
alone, and
It would be nice.
I might do it just for some doing some gapping. You know,
Fly
some
it
gapping.
with a line of sight with the screen on the controller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I woke up one day and I just had to have goggles, I could buy the Orcas or any one of a dozen goggles that take HDMI in.
Fly
Very
it under
true.
a car.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do all kinds of sorts of things if you've got the, especially with your setup with having the monitor mounted on top of the damn RC Pro.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
I got 10-inch monitor, so
I'm looking to get my hands on it sooner than later. Not in a hurry, but you know, I'm curious about it. And on top of that, DJI is supposedly making the goggles too compatible with the existing Vista units. So that would be nice to buy the combo and have the new goggles with it that I can use on my other shit.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Do I
You
want
already
to
got
spend?
goggles.
Yeah. Do I want to spend $1,300, $1,500 on a Cinewhoop when I already have the shit that I need?
No.
So I really don't
No,
need
let me
it.
answer that question for you. No. Stop it.
Or I could just buy
Stop it.
just the Cinewhoop. That's all I need. I don't need the whole kit. I just need the Cinewhoop. The
You plan
Cinewhoop
on
is
doing Cinewhoop things.
yes, I do.
Okay.
And
Okay,
one
well,
thing I do not have
fine,
is one.
man.
I don't have one. Unfortunately, I don't have a quad that'll do that work. You know, I'm
You
not
can
going
do
to run
You can get a Cinewhoop for $300 though.
Yeah, I could.
It'll
I've
work
got
with the shit you
actually
got
got
now.
a line on a couple of them. I'm looking
Ask
at.
Chris to make you one.
I'm looking. Yeah, dude. Chris is a great builder of Cinewhoops and shit, but bro, those are top notch, high price, man. Those are $600-700 Cinewhoops.
Right.
I don't know.
No.
I can
You
buy a
get a-
used one.
Well, now that you have your 107, you could use it.
Yeah.
Make money
can-
with it.
What I'm looking at is an iFlight ProTech 35 is what I'm actually looking for.
Yeah, I figured he was going to say that. Or the Cine whatever 35. I can't
Cinelog,
remember
or the Cinelog, whatever.
yeah.
The
yeah.
one,
That
the
one's
bigger
like
ones.
$300-400.
Yeah, the ones that are big enough to carry a full size GoPro. Let's put it that way.
You already
That's
have a
all I need.
GoPro.
Yep.
You already have a controller.
Got
You
everything.
already have goggles. Just buy the fucking drone. You know,
That's what I'm
for
saying. I'm not in a
$300,
hurry. You know,
$350.
like if
Yeah.
I came across the funds available to buy Nevada, then I may. But until then, I'm not really. I don't like I said. I'm not in a hurry to come up with one. I'm really not.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, I'm
Nevada's for
glad
people
everybody
that don't
else
have
is
shit.
enjoying them. Yeah, you know,
If
I
you
mean,
don't have anything, if you don't have any FPV gear, then the Nevada's your jam, yo.
perfect for you. Yeah.
You know, you get all
Yeah.
the shit. Yeah, you can get right into FPV. You can ease your way in. You know,
You
it's
know how to
awesome.
build and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's awesome. But if you already know how to fly, you already have, you know, the goggles and the controller and the GoPro and the yada yada yada.
Then there's no
Pass
need
on
for 'em.
that shit, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Pass on that shit. I'm serious.
Agree.
You
I
know,
agree.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But you know, if you just want to have it, like Barkley, you know, he just wanted to have it. He's got the loot. Fuck it, buy it. You know what I'm saying? Buy 5 of them. You know what I mean?
Who said I have the loot?
Well, you got it. So apparently you got the loot.
I'm
Yeah,
retired.
but you
I'm
do that
retired.
too.
First, I'm older than you guys. You know, when you get a mortgage and you should have it knocked off in 20 years.
Uh-huh.
What do you do after 20 years when you have more money?
Buy drones.
Buy drones.
Send it. You can't take it with you.
Troy said the
Shit.
same thing.
Might
Troy
as
said
well.
the same thing in the email
Right.
about Barkley's money. Did you read that, Barkley?
That's why I'm not going to Eagle River.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Well, it's
When you-
FPV, and I
when
don't
I-
do that.
When I get to that point, I'll worry about that then. But until then, yeah, got other shit to do. But like I like to see somebody like Johnny get the combo where he wants to get the FPV shit going. Not necessarily the right stuff he's got for it. You know, I'd like to see somebody like
just
you
don't-
buy that.
Yeah, I really don't have the desire for the drone. I really don't. I mean, I don't know.
Do you
I
have
really
the
just
desire
don't.
for flying FPV in general? I thought you know you've had it before, right?
I mean, I tried till I dropped the controller and all that shit. But no, I really don't. I just haven't had time with the house and stuff. So, but it's yeah, one day. I'll get into it
Lanyard.
again.
Break it, Johnny.
Lanyard.
Break it, Johnny.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. That's true.
Lanyard?
It's not for everyone.
It's not like he doesn't have any. He probably has 5 Pilot Institute lanyards at his house right now. They pass
Who,
them out
Johnny?
like candy.
He does.
Yeah.
Where's mine at? I don't even know where mine is. Oh, there
Hey, I
it
got
is.
some of those
Man.
coming to you, Matt.
Oh yeah. You're sending me some, right?
Yeah, and there's something else is coming Tuesday too.
So I'm gonna give them away on the channel. Yeah. So, Lon, I wanted to ask you a question. How was commercial UAV?
Well, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, I'm just kidding. It was interesting. You know who I spent most of the time with, other than of course Billy and Ken? Max from Altel.
Yeah,
The
C-
CEO
no,
of Altel.
The CEO
Yeah,
of Altel.
I hung out
Yep.
with him every single day.
Wasn't Tom
Him
with
and
you
the
guys?
guy.
Ron?
Huh?
Tom
was
flew
you
with
guys?
him.
No, but we just hung out with him every single day. Greg from Pilot Institute.
Yeah.
Hung out with basically every day.
Vic Moss.
Yeah, Vic was
Kinda.
around. I talked to Vic a few times. The guy, me and the guy from Before You Fly got into it from past arguments. Oh, I remember you. I go, yeah, and I'm right.
That was the guy that was
Well.
live at the restaurant when I saw you on the camera and I texted your phone. I'm like, hey, I see you, motherfucker. That was the guy that was live.
Is Before You Fly.
Before you go is the name of his
Oh no,
channel.
Before You Fly, the app.
That-
Oh,
Used to be
the
Kitty
app.
Hawk. Used to
Oh,
be
Yeah,
Kitty Hawk, and then it's a
yeah,
loft.
yeah.
Then it's a
Okay.
loft, and then he got in with the FAA. So they do Before You Fly, which is the FAA app technically,
Yes,
but a
yeah.
loft, does it. So it might as well be a loft. You know what I'm saying? But they got into got in tight with the FAA. We had a little brief discussion. That guy. It was interesting. It's interesting, but it depends. What you find interesting.
So the
After
event
the show
itself-
was more interesting, really. The event itself, there was a lot of cool stuff. A lot of a lot of people had Boston Dynamic dogs there, which is funny. But
Really?
what they're doing is they're integrating 2 things. You want to do interior and exterior mapping, like Skybrows. We hung out with that guy too, the CEO of Skybrows. We hung out with him a ton. They bought us dinner twice at least, once or twice. Yeah, but the guy from Skybrows, we hung out with him a lot, and his name is Bobby. He got really cool. You could go in there with one of the robot dogs or a drone, or attach a camera to your actual dog, or put it on a RoboMaster or whatever you want to do, and you run the inside of a house, and you have a drone on the outside, and it'll do interior and exterior mapping, like
Oh wow.
that. It's
Interesting.
insane. It's insane, and the better your camera you use, the better. So that was cool. You hung out with all the DJI guys. So you got all the scoops on all the new stuff coming out, which is kind of cool.
I
But
saw
like I
that
said, Autel
Autel,
got a
yeah.
fuck ton of stuff coming out. It's insane. It is insane. Oh, real quick, Autel. I don't know who I said it to, but I was mistaken. We talked to Ken. What's his nuts? Drone Jesus. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh,
Keith.
Ken Booth.
Ken Booth. Thank you, Ken Booth.
Yeah.
And apparently the nano drones and the light drones, and then the V3 Evo 2 will all work with the new remote that's going to come out from Autel.
So it doesn't have to be a V3 Nano or Light Plus to work,
Well, technically, the Light Plus, there's no V3 Nano or Light Plus.
or
You know what I'm
V2.
saying?
I would say. I guess you would call
There's
it.
no V2. They're the first ones. There's only
Okay,
one
so-
version of the Nano Plus, Light, and Light Plus. Okay.
So whoever owns one now can buy that controller and it'll work with it.
yes.
Okay.
The Nano
see,
Plus?
because- Yeah,
Yes. According to
according to
Ken
Ken.
Booth. Now, Max Lee told me no, but Ken
Yeah,
says yes.
see-
And I'll be honest with you, I would have most likely go with Ken, because Max is the CEO. And, be honest with you, most CEOs don't know the minutia of what's going on from day to day.
Very
They
true.
really don't. The guy on the floor more likely knows. So supposedly, and the controller's cool. It's really cool.
It's a nice controller. It's a smaller version
very
of the
nice.
of the bigger one, right? It's like
It's thin. It's about
6-inch screen or
this big.
something.
Yeah. 6-inch screen. I
huge
think it is.
antennas on that bitch, though. Goodness
Yeah, I know,
gracious.
that's the one thing I do not like is the antennas, but maybe you
They're
can replace
removable,
them
aren't they?
with some. Yeah, so maybe you can
Yeah.
replace them with some stubbies or something because
Yeah.
those big old. You're like, "Ugh."
Bro, they're tall. They're longer than the
Yeah,
length
they're like-
of
they're-
the controller.
yeah,
It's
the
so
controller's like
weird.
this long, and the antennas are like this long. They're like an
So
inch shorter
weird.
than the antenna than the controller. It's nuts. So that's where DJI's got them beat a little bit with the RC. The RC's way more packable,
Yeah.
and that kind of shit. They have a place for the sticks now.
I saw that on the back.
They
They listened.
But according to Max, now this goes back and forth. Every new drone is going to come with that controller
Really?
in the
Wow.
box.
Wow.
That's the story, and he's
That's
sticking to
interesting.
it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, they're getting away from that first controller. Period. They're over it, so they're gonna just start
Hey, but
packaging that.
if they got a
controller
place to
with
put
every
the sticks, you can't have a Dobo thing right there. See?
drone. And I know Ken, was crying all weekend over it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So
So
we'll see.
I heard the same thing about rumor. Well, it's all rumor, speculation, of course, same old bullshit. But people are wondering if DJI is going to start sending their newer drones out with smart controllers or standard controllers. Or I'm not a smart controller guy, really. You know me. I use a tablet.
Right.
So am I gonna be forced to use a smaller controller, or do I have to buy an
That's strong
external monitor
language.
for this shit?
Well, that's strong language. No, because an external monitor won't work with the RC.
Well, then,
as far as
like-
that goes.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that would kind of bother some people that fly with.
But
big
Matty,
cameras.
I tell you what, you'll fall in love with it just because of the ease and it's in your
Oh my
case
God, the
and
convenience.
you know,
Oh, I liked
Yeah,
it.
you
I
know-
liked it. I flew
Yeah.
Ken Hofbauer's Mini 3 in Chicago, and I liked it.
Right.
I'm just I'm just the guy that likes the bigger vision.
I mean, I know you got the Android, the iPhone's a pain in the ass for going dim, but it's something else to charge. Your phone is free, and you'll love that
Oh,
controller. You know?
Barkley.
The RC is nice. I like the new RC. I'm hoping it becomes compatible with the Air 2S. Gives me a reason to buy it. That would be nice.
Yeah, it will.
I hope
Well,
so.
Why buy it if you don't like it? That doesn't make any sense.
If I'm
killing
down the line, if I'm gonna have to get used to RCs with screens built into them, I might as well get the cheap one now. Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
may end up.
Keep selling
If
that.
it doesn't bother you, Matt, don't bother.
I'm gonna
You're-
buy-
Yeah,
I'm
just stick with what
I'm
you have.
eventually gonna end up with a backup drone besides the Air 2S. And if I get a drone that works, say with that RC, say 6 months down the road, I'm fortunate enough to be able to pick up a Mavic 3 or a Mavic 3 Classic or whatever the hell these guys are talking about is coming out. Then I have a controller that will work
The
with
Mavic
both
3
drones.
Classic. Ugh. That's all we talked about between that and the Mavic 3 Enterprise. That was all the discussion.
Up there
for days.
in Vegas.
Yeah, in Vegas. Yeah. That's all we're talking about.
The-
But RC is I don't know. It's all right. I mean,
It's no
I think I
RC
just
Pro.
don't get as excited as I should. Whee! It's
Eh.
a controller, man. I think you're going to always have the option, is my opinion. I think DJI is not going to force you to buy anything. I think
That's what
the
I
drones
think.
I think the Air 3, for example, I believe is going to come with the standard controller, and then to work with the, because they don't want you to necessarily have 5 fucking RCs.
RCN
right?
ones, yeah, right.
Yeah, no, RCN1 is the
Or
regular controller.
Possibly
Yeah, the RC, the
option
DJI
maybe?
RC. This
Yeah.
naming, right? but
Oh, I
but
know,
the
it's
baby smart
ridiculous.
controller, let's call it that. The baby smart
Yeah.
controller. They don't want, if you had a Mini 3 and an Air 3 and whatever, they don't necessarily want you to have or to have 3 of those stupid remotes floating around. I think the next move is going to be they're going to start selling the drones by themselves.
by themselves.
Yeah, every time. And then if you have an RC already, if you have RC Pro,
That's
now
It's even
now
better.
let me ask you guys something, because the speculation on this Mavic 3 Classic is it's going to be like, I don't know, $1,400, some shit like that, with a single lens camera. Am I or am I not looking at an upgraded Air 2S?
well, see, that's the problem with the Mavic 3 Classic Now the going rumor is they might eliminate the Air 3. That they might just go, we're going to go to 2 platforms, the full size platform and the sub 250 platform, and eliminate the middleman.
That's what I'm
and
thinking.
I can see positives and negatives on both from both sides.
I see the Mavic 3 Classic as being an upgrade to as almost like an Air 3 is practically what it is.
Right.
For $1,300. If they're going to make a Mavic 3 that's $1,300 with a camera, I don't know if it's a 4/3, it's probably a 1-inch sensor. I'm assuming. I'm not really sure.
No, the rumors is it's going to be the 4/3, but everybody's on the fence about variable aperture.
Okay,
you know, and then Air 3 is going to have the 1-inch sensor with variable aperture. Is the story? That's going to be
like
the
a
big
Mavic
upgrade
3
for the Air 3.
The Mavic 3 Classic, you've got omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. You've got a bigger body, stronger. You've got more powerful. You've got a better camera on it for $1,300.
Right.
So what the hell could they possibly do to an Air 3 and price it at the same spot or point to where
No, it's going to price it at $1,000.
it's
like the Air
actually
2.
relevant? Yeah.
Well, it's going to be
I don't
$1,000
know.
bucks. It's going to be like $300 cheaper.
Yeah, it's going to be cheaper.
I got to be honest.
gonna be cheaper
A
than
Mavic 3 Classic is sounds great to a person like me. I don't have.
And they're talking $1,500, by the way. I don't know where you got $1,300, but
I don't know,
started
it's just
with
the number that was out
but
there.
you can do everything with the Air 2S pretty much. I mean,
When is that coming out?
Yeah, you can, but I'm going to upgrade if I'm going to eventually start, and I'm going to have a backup. And if I can get a Mavic 3 for that price with the camera and the features that it has on it, then you bet your ass I'm going to jump on it. Air
Right.
2S will be a
One is
backup,
none.
but
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
it's a huge secret or whatever as far as a Mavic 3 Enterprise.
we all figured that was coming.
It's got the one feature that everybody's been crying about that does mapping. Let's put it like
Mapping. Yep. Absolutely.
It's going to have that one feature that all the mappers, I've been holding on to the Phantom 4 Pros over.
Well, but the problem is the software that they charge for is insane.
Not when you're making,
A ton of money.
$250,000 a year
hope-
mapping. I mean,
if that's what you're doing,
yeah.
Although, what is the map?
That's
What is
the only
mapping?
reason why you would buy it. Why would
True.
you buy it if you're not making money mapping?
Correct. But to get into the game,
Mhm.
you have to buy it, invest in the proprietary software. There's a
Mhm.
huge capital expenditure up front, and you better hope you have the clients following it to justify the
true.
cost.
What's a
That's
mapping
business,
software
though,
like that
right?
cost?
100%. 100%.
It's cheaper than Drone Deploy. I can tell you that.
What
And
does Drone-
Terra
what
was
does Drone
free for
Deploy
the
run?
longest. $2,500 a year, something like that. Last I knew, and that's the basic package.
Yeah.
And then you go up from there. The Skydio mapping software is off the charts. It's like $5,000 a year. So
Yeah, no.
and then it goes from there. In fact, half the booths at UAV was about commercial UAV was mapping. We got this new mapping software and this software, this and this software, that, and yada yada yada.
I saw a
Leica
ton of
had a drone there
pictures.
that does mapping.
I saw a
Yeah.
bunch of pictures and videos of monster freaking enterprise level, like
Yeah,
commercial grade drones, man. Massive. Was there any
Let me
drone
put it to you
delivery companies there?
Well, Prime Air was there, and
Prime Air.
yeah, they had some Domino's drone that was hilarious.
I heard them
And,
talking about that on the live stream. What was it?
Yeah.
what was that,
It's a-
Lon?
Big ass drone that holds like 3 pizzas or some bullshit like that. Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was,
Oh my
Real.
goodness.
Does it keep
I know
it
that
warm?
Domino's. Yeah, supposedly. Domino's was really into it for a minute, and I don't know. All these people talk about the shipping companies that want to, Amazon and UPS, and as far as I know, they've all backed out of it. Last I knew, they were all.
Yeah,
out.
you don't see much about it.
83% of the U.S. population lives in urban or suburban communities.
Right.
83%. So if you live in a city, there's no drone that's going to drop your pizzas down on the sidewalk.
Right.
So
Yeah, it doesn't make any
eliminate
sense.
the cities, eliminate any suburban area near an airport.
Right.
You can't fly there.
Yep.
Or
Wait,
military
Lon
base.
just got some Popeye's chicken delivered to him.
By the time, like in Phoenix, by the time you eliminate the military bases and the airports and all the other, the critical infrastructures and everything else,
Right.
it's like 8% of the city's available. That's it.
Yeah.
How are they going to make this work unless
I
you
don't think
live
they
in
are.
a rural area?
The suburbs.
Wow.
I think there's a possibility for it. Don't get me wrong, but I think robot cars are going to come out before drone delivery does.
Oh yeah,
Domino's could just throw 6 pizzas in a freaking a little electric buggy and send it on its way, and it'll.
They've got a commercial about that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they have a commercial with that already, with a little
yeah.
car you just slip the pizzas into, and the damn thing drives itself off.
Yeah, and
I
you
saw-
you walk out, grab your pizza.
I saw in my town a little delivery like buggy that was going down the sidewalk.
Oh wow.
Right.
Slow as heck, just going down the sidewalk. I drove by it, staring at it. I almost got into a car accident because I was like, "Look at
They have those in
that!"
China already. They have those in China already.
Oh,
There's
I can only
little
imagine.
Delios that they look like garbage cans or something, and they just roll down the
Yeah.
sidewalk, dropping shit off.
Yeah, China's
delivering
advanced
shit.
than us right now.
The one I saw looked like a big cooler on wheels.
Oh yeah, I've seen videos of those in
Yeah,
China.
yeah.
I've seen videos of them. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who did a video that had one of those involved in it? Oh, good old Johnny's wife, Justine, did a video that had something like that in it.
I didn't see that.
Why did you tell
Yeah.
us, Johnny?
Come on, Johnny.
I didn't see it. She must be holding out. She's holding out. I'll tell you.
You
She's
need
a
to reel that
holdout.
hoe in, yo.
You see,
Yeah.
iJustine has over 7 million subscribers.
Yep.
Wow.
And I think 2 million on TikTok.
I'm only subscribed 3 times.
Unbelievable.
We got to support the old lady, Johnny.
He's building a house for his daughter.
Uh,
How's that house coming, by the way?
It's coming good. I got my sheetrock Friday. They probably start finishing the sheetrock tomorrow, and of course they're behind. But it's got to be one project, so the lights can't be cut on. It's one light mill, it's one water meter, it's one gas meter. So we shooting at Christmas, but I don't know if we'll make it. But anyway, it's coming good.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Good.
it looks like it's coming together well, man. Good for you. I'm glad. Mikey, what do you got going on?
Hey,
Not
Troy's
much,
asking a question, man.
Yeah, I saw that. I answered him in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
knows.
good.
He knows that.
Pass with flying colors.
I knew you would do it, man.
You know, to be honest with you, the nerves and the stress of walking into it is one thing, but then when you sit down and you start looking at the questions, it just all kind of comes to you.
Maddie, you know
not-
Johnny talked to the guy. He gave you the easiest test possible.
Yeah, he did.
Right, John?
I called up there. Yeah.
I did have now I had an easy one to me. I don't know if it's easy to somebody else, but it seemed easy to me.
If you know your stuff, it's easy.
It really
Yeah.
was super simple if you paid attention watching videos of the course. Now, I will tell you one thing. A lot of people talk about watching videos online. Like, oh, I watched this Tony Northrup video. You watch that video, you are not going to pass because he doesn't cover half the shit that I saw.
Well, it's old
Right.
now.
Yeah.
It's 5 years old. Yeah.
And it's
How are
old.
the METARs?
Yeah,
Maddie?
it's old. It's
METARs
old.
are
And that's
pain,
the
huh?
The
that's why-
METARs,
Yeah.
the METARs and the TAFs are super simple to read once you understand the numbers.
Correct.
Once you understand exactly how it's explained, they're super, super simple to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because
I
they're all
will say
they're all
this,
pretty
and
much in the same order.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Barkley just said, look, if you study before you go in the test, you will not fail the test.
Correct.
Yeah, because
No,
it's
you won't.
fresh in your head, right, Johnny? Right away, it's fresh in your head.
Well, I mean, that's what you study for. It's fresh in your mind and everything there. They give you the legend, so it's really.
Mhm.
I don't think it's easy, but it's definitely very
Here,
passable.
I got quite a few on that on remote ID with categories 1, 2, 3, and 4 drones flying over people, flying over air. What the hell is it called?
Flying over people.
Streets,
Assemblies,
roads.
air assemblies, or whatever they call that. Somebody has a category 3. One of the questions was you're flying a drone that is category 3, labeled as category 3. and you're flying over a crowd at a concert and you're dropping T-shirts from the drone. Is that
Right.
Part 107? The answer is no, because Category
Okay.
3, you're not supposed to fly over open air assemblies. So you have to know that shit, because if you don't,
Wait
you're
a
obviously
minute.
going to get the
What
question
kind
wrong.
of concert is it? Is it open air? Or is
Yeah,
it
it's an
closed?
open-
If it's closed.
open air assembly out in the open.
Oh,
They call
okay.
they word
Yeah,
it
'cause if
open
it's a
air assembly.
Coliseum, if it's closed and everybody's on board, then you can do whatever
Well,
the fuck you want.
Yeah, the FAA doesn't have
Yeah,
jurisdiction
yeah.
indoors. But
Right.
yeah, I had a couple questions about that. Like I had another one about Category 2. Has to be 11 pounds of kinetic energy, 11 pounds or less. And then Category 3, Category 3 has to be 25 pounds or less of kinetic energy when it falls, pounds of kinetic.
Right.
But those are on the test. And there were some remote ID compliant questions that you had to answer. Good thing is, guys like Greg and Pilot Institute, these guys are up to date on their videos, and they explain all of it.
Right.
They explain it all.
Did
you
you
know?
see
Yeah.
almost all the DJI drones passed remote ID?
I heard.
So they're all
There's a
compliant
list.
with remote
There's a
ID from the
list.
FAA.
Yep.
They're all DJI drones except for like one or two other ones.
Yep.
And they're using DJI software.
Yep. All
I
remote
hear-
ID, all
I hear
remote ID compliant.
Skydio's asking for the like the 2+ whatever to be sent back.
Really?
Yeah, that's the rumor anyway, because they're not RID compliant.
Right.
So that if you send it back, they'll do something and return it to you.
Really? I didn't see
That's
that.
the rumor. They have not contacted me, so I don't know.
No, they put out a video saying that, or a letter. I got the letter, and they were
Did-
like, you don't have to, because we're not required to be on board until next year anyway.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Until September 2023.
Right.
So if you send your drone in to get it repaired by Skydio, the drone they send you back will be remote ID compliant. That's what they
Yes.
said. You know, or if you just want to get remote ID compliant, I guess they would do it for you. You know,
It's all going to be
because it's
through
under
software.
warranty.
Firmware updates is the rumor. Yeah.
Well, not according to Skydio, because
Yeah.
they made it out that they got to have your drone physically have your drone to be
That's
remote
what I
ID
heard.
compliant.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what I heard.
Yeah, so they
But
got
the
they
DJI
gotta
drones don't.
No, DJI drones have been remote ID compliant for like fucking 3 years, man. I keep telling everybody.
They knew it was
They've been
coming.
compliant for years. Years.
All that info is going to Beijing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xi Jinping's going to invade my next picnic.
Right. He's going to send you a text. Say, how's that chicken, Lon?
Yeah, they're going to be like showing up, and Xi Jinping, they're like, you know, oh, we want the chicken. Oh, we figure wicked good.
Oh, that's so wrong.
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing. Another
people
thing is
kill me with that shit.
that Greg explained on the in the course. One of the issues with firmware updated remote ID compliance is it will if the remote ID is not testing correctly inside the drone, the software, it will stop you from taking off.
Mhm.
And I didn't think that was possible until he explained that, and I thought, well, shit, that sucks.
Mhm.
Because if you're flying somewhere and your remote ID software is not acting correctly, you can't even lift off the ground.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that's something to worry about necessarily.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
think-
It's supposedly
Yeah.
supposed to do self tests every 5 to 10 seconds in the air and on the ground,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so it should be fine.
The
but-
Avada's already compliant. That's pretty
Yeah.
funny. You know, and there's a lot of argument back and forth about that. Well, how can they do that? It doesn't have GPS in the goggles or the controller and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, it broadcasts the home point. So technically, you could probably launch your drone and then bust a move, you know, unless you got to have your phone connected. That would be the two things. Either just broadcast your home point, and that's good enough, you know, and they just let that go. And that's positive for all of us.
Mhm.
You
as
know,
long
'cause we
as
can
long
just
as you're
launch
not
the
using
fucking
your
thing.
phone for the fly app,
Right.
as long as you don't have your
Yeah.
phone connected with the fly app. Yep.
Just move and you can
Skydio 2 with the beacon. You launch it, you keep the beacon in your hand in the car, and you drive away.
right.
Well,
And
that's
it's
the
going to
same
follow
thing.
you.
That's the same thing with the modules. Now, the modules that have to go on FPV quads, it does not broadcast the location of the pilot. It broadcasts the location of takeoff.
Launch. Right.
So you set
Right.
your FPV quad down, and then you go to the other side of the park or something with nobody
Right.
watching you, and not a single person's going to know you're there.
Does anybody know
Yeah.
the parameters of RID yet? Or is that the reason why it's so delayed? Like, my concern is, let's say that it's like Bluetooth, where the range is short.
Right.
Well, if it's that short, they're going to see you anyway. So what's the big deal?
True.
Well, that's what I keep trying. Even Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi has an effective range of what?
It has
50
its
feet?
limits. Yeah, it has its
100
limit.
feet, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, so
All they do is look and they'll see you.
yeah, people think of Gang of Crips are on the other side of town. On the app, you know what I'm saying? They're, going, yo, dog, yo, man, I see somebody flying a drone over in the park, man, about 7 miles away. Get in the whip, yo. We going to get this fool.
But
that's not what's going to happen.
At the same time, on the opposite end of that, the drone, if you're flying the drone, say you're at a park and you're flying and your drone is over a neighborhood, that broadcast is going to be a lot easier to pick up from below the drone. That's what's broadcasting the frequency. Is the drone itself is broadcasting the Wi-Fi from the software. So somebody that, if I'm over somebody's house, but I'm a mile that way, they're still going to pick up that Wi-Fi signal because the drone's right over them.
No shit.
Which
So if
will
you're
give
hovering
them.
over the pool while their daughters are out sunbathing and shit.
Oh shit! Then
You
don't
know?
hover over pools.
Yeah. I'm just
But
saying.
You'll be able
I'm
to,
just saying.
if I'm flying,
But,
if I'm flying,
will
line of
this be
sight and
will
I'm-
this be an app? Will this be an app, a free app? Will they have to pay for this app?
most
Or,
likely a
mean,
free.
No one
most likely-
that's still in the air a little bit.
Yeah.
But my guess is going to be a free app.
Yeah.
If I was guessing, it might even be on part of Before You Fly.
Yeah, you never
You know
know.
what I mean? You know, but I'm
But-
sure they're gonna low key announce it, and it's gonna be
Right.
one of these deals. If you see a drone flying over your house, this is what you download or whatever.
Yeah.
and you'll be able to see you're gonna see whatever people put into the drone as far as the FAA, your ID and stuff like that. And then they're gonna have to call the FAA and say drone number blah 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 blah.
Now that there's
was
there's
flying over
what-
my house.
so as of right now, what's going to be broadcast, like for federal government, FAA. Hey, hello. Goodness gracious. FAA, federal government, stuff like that. Well, there's all the information you have to put in, your address, your 107, whatever.
Well,
But
one
for-
time. I'm guessing one
for-
time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Lance. Lance, you
Yeah.
just
But
You know.
for public use, all they get is the two locations of the drone and the aircraft. They don't get your address, your freaking
Your
phone
FAA
number.
ID. That's it.
That's it. Now, another
get
thing
your
that
ID.
they're talking about is for 107, in order to use, you have to have a remote ID module on each drone. Or if you want to switch them, you have to go through an entire process on the FAA website to change that that 107 registration number if you want to fly it with the module.
if
So-
you're a
Unless
hobbyist,
your
you only
drones are
need is
compliant.
You
one.
only need one. As
Yeah,
a
and
hobbyist, you can
A
put 'em on
hobbyist,
each-
you can move it around,
Yep.
mini 3, whatever. But
Right.
is this backwards? So if you're a 107, you need one module for each one of your drones quads. Each one.
Right.
Same as the registration. It's the same as the registration. You have to have
Yeah,
a separate
yeah.
registration for every drone.
But the
if you're flying
module,
professionally.
somebody said the module could be upwards of $100.
And if you're flying FPV quads for 107, you're gonna
How about
either
you bring him with you to a shoot?
you either have to go through the process of, well, okay, so say I bring two FPV quads, two Cinewhoops, one to do the shoot and one for a backup, and my first one
Mhm.
goes down.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I have to have a module for that second one.
Correct?
So
That's what I'm saying.
you
Say
mean like a
say
brand
you're
on that shoot? I mean, I don't understand.
say you're
gotta
upwards of
spend money
100,
to make
150
money,
bucks for
fellas.
modules. I mean, that's kind of. Do you really think it'll be that high?
I personally don't think they'll be that high.
I
That's
honestly
just-
don't think it's gonna be that high.
I
I've
don't-
heard
I
down
don't-
to
I
like
don't
20
see it.
bucks.
Yeah, I'm
I've
thinking
heard
that's
down to
what I'm thinking.
$20.
I'm thinking
I'm
between 20
curious
and 30 bucks.
like a
Here's-
strobe light RID combo.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Right.
Stick it on and you're done.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Here's the remote
it's-
ID
it's always
compliant
the
list, by
same.
the way.
Right. It's always the same, man. You got to spend money to make money. You know these guys that go do real estate. You know how many cameras they carry on with them? Half these guys.
Yeah.
And every camera costs $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah.
And you guys want to talk about $100? I mean,
B-man, what's up, brother?
half these guys have 5 tripods and
Right.
CFast cards.
Well, these are
CFast
also
cards
guys
cost
that have been
$100
into
a pop.
these are also guys that have been into the industry long enough. Like somebody that's
I get
just
it.
starting out has got a little bit of
Right.
dumping of finances to do to get themselves started.
And then you go into
Get
their
one
house,
drone?
they have no furniture.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Hey,
No, I spend $5,000 on tools to do my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I spent
yeah,
a
yeah.
grand just a couple weeks ago on tools. So I don't know what to say. $100?
got to do what you got to do to get the job
Do
done,
it
right?
done.
It's going to happen either way.
Yeah, fly one drone until you can afford a second module. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean?
Now, if the rumor is true that these new O3 air units have some sort of remote ID inside of their unit, that would be nice.
That's the
for
story.
If for FPV drones, you put a new air unit on each one of your FPV drones, now you don't have to buy a
Firmware.
module.
Yeah, it's a firmware thing.
There you go. There's a fix for
Well, it's
that.
gonna be built in.
It'll be
It's gonna
built in.
It's gonna be built in. So look at
Yeah,
it from
somebody.
that.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be about
Somebody said-
$300 for that module, which isn't cheap, but it takes the place of a camera and everything. It's all in one.
And a
Done.
GoPro.
Yeah. No
To some extent.
GoPro is necessary anymore. No,
Yep.
it's the same cameras in the Avata. So if
Yep.
you can live with the camera on the Avata, you can live with the O3 air unit. You know what I mean? Now, if you can't and you need a better camera, well, that's your deal. That's a different story, then that's on you. You know what I mean? You buy a GoPro or whatever you do. The new GoPro coming out is supposed to be the shit.
The 11 mini.
Yeah. Well, not just
Yeah.
the mini, the 11S,
Black.
11 period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11 black. It's supposed to be all that in a bag of chips. So
That 11 mini looks badass for FPV flying. It
As long
really
as it
does.
doesn't overheat.
As long as it, yeah. Well, I mean, it's got no back screen, no front screen. It's all going to have to be run through your
Yeah.
app, unless you run with the same settings every day.
it's got
Which
heat
I do.
sinks on the back.
Yeah.
It's got heat
yeah.
sinks on the back. But it probably won't overheat. It's got heat sinks. I mean, unless you're like set it on the table for 20 minutes. I
And
mean,
leave it.
I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah.
Firmware updates.
I
Yep.
guess I have a fan blowing on it. I don't know.
I have a little fan I put on for the Avata because it has no fan, and the Mini
Right.
3 Pro has no fan.
Yep.
So every time DJI always update. So I just
Right,
put,
yeah.
I put it on the table. I put the fan on it and I let it run. I've never had a problem with it.
Solutions. There's solutions for every problem, and they don't all revolve around. Woohoo! If I leave my Avata sitting on for more than 20 minutes and overheat,
Put a fucking fan on it.
$10, Amazon, you're done.
it's so annoying. They rather
All the Mavic 3 wasn't getting
about it.
satellites, and the Mavic 3 wasn't getting satellites in 15 seconds.
Right.
Right.
Well, a lot of people
Like,
complain
dude, I
about
get
the,
it.
the Mini 3 overheating, and everybody knew the problem, and they still chose not to update it with a fan on it or in a cooled
Right.
environment. What do you expect? What do you think was going to happen?
No, they just
Fan.
make videos. They just
Man,
make a video. Make a video. That's rule number one. What? There's a little bit of a problem. Hi, this is Bob. Oh my God, my drone overheated today. It's like, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
a solution. You know what I'm saying?
You're spoiled beyond belief.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
back in the day,
Without a
every
doubt.
time you launched a 3DR Solo or a GoPro Karma or even the Autel X-Star Premium, not so much, but the AR drone or whatever, you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You hit the sticks and you're like, is it going to launch? Is it going to launch? Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
where's it
didn't
going to go?
launch. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn this off. Turn it on. Turn it on. Turn it off. Turn it back on. Take the battery out. Put it back in. It's like trying to play Nintendo and shit back in the day. Remember that?
yeah.
Put the cartridge in. Yeah.
Yeah, take it out. Put it in. Take it out. Put it in.
Nintendo. I am older than you. I started with Pong, the little white
No,
ball.
dude.
in the back.
We had a Pong.
That's all it
But
did.
we didn't have a Pong because we were poor. My buddy was in the pong commercial, actually, believe it or not, and they had a pong at their house.
Oh,
So
cool.
It's like it had 3 games, where hockey, tennis, and handball.
That,
That
all we
was
had was
it.
tennis, and you put the little paddles, if you will, they're on the sides of the screen. If you set it just right, that ball just kept going back and forth.
Yeah, it did. It stayed like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just have dinner, come back, it's still going back and forth.
Yeah.
And now,
Anybody remember Pogs?
oh,
The little
stupid
cardboard,
plastic.
the cardboard circles, when you had
Yeah.
slammers. You remember those?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what was popular when I was a kid.
That
I
was
had
like 2
stacks
years
and
ago.
stacks and stacks.
Yeah, I know that was like fucking 2018 or something.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Oh, wow. Rolling
Oh,
back the
you
years,
guys are
man.
fucking hilarious.
Rolling them back. Back when I was a kid, we used to play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
That's what I get for bringing a bunch of old ass
Magic
fucks on
the
our show.
Gathering. Remember that?
hey, Mom, you remember the little electric football games where the men vibrated,
Yeah.
set them up?
yeah.
Dude, and you just set them up and then you hit it. You go,
As fast as your finger and thumb could go, your guy would keep running. Just
Oh my goodness.
oh, you're talking about
Michael
the
don't
hand.
even-
No, he's
Michael
talking
don't
about
remember
the deal.
oh yeah.
There's a table. You just set them on there and you kind of tweak them and shit, and then you would turn it on. We'll see what happens.
That's right.
You'll just see what
And
happens.
they just vibrate across the table.
Yeah, they do. That's hilarious, dude.
Oh
Yes,
man.
sir.
Out of control.
Hey Mikey,
Yeah,
Mikey, you
let
need
the
to
Pokemon go.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta get running because I gotta
Yeah.
start getting ready for the show.
Yeah, set up for the show, bro. I'll see
Yeah.
you over there shortly.
Hey, can non-FPV people watch?
What?
Hell
Nope.
yeah, man.
You can talk FPV acro.
Yeah.
No, can
FPV
those
acro.
don't do that? Can we watch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You sure?
All right.
You're welcome, Barkley.
I don't want to
You're welcome.
get a
Come on
penalty.
in.
I don't want to get a penalty.
Barkley, just don't ask anything that they consider a stupid question. They'll get on your ass.
Oh, that means I just shut up.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys in later, man.
All right, man.
All right, mate.
So B-Man says his understanding the new goggles too are fucked because they fog up horribly. The optics have I've heard some issues about that.
The fans are horribly underpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
I
time I,
don't even
put
think
it on,
they're there for. Yeah, I don't even think they're there for defogging. To tell you the truth,
Probably
funny?
not.
It didn't fog at all in Vegas. But they didn't have any fogging at all in Vegas.
because it's a dry heat.
Yeah, because it's so dry. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
kind of
Down here though, I know
you know.
Ken has issues with it in Florida at least. I don't know about anywhere else, but
Yeah, I have
He's working on it.
that's a bit of
I
a
don't know what
concern,
you
I
can do,
guess.
to tell you the truth.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, one thing that drives me nuts is that little plastic cap that goes inside the goggles to protect, keep the sun out and everything. To get it on, the lenses have to move because they have to line up with the cap. So every time you put them on, you got to readjust everything.
I haven't heard that.
Oh,
No one's complained about that at all around me. That's weird. Maybe they're not using that cappy thing.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
because I've noticed if they're too far out or whatever, it doesn't fit. So you have to get it. There's like a little sweet spot.
Hey, Barkley. Max will give you $75 for them goggles if you want to get rid of them.
Yeah. Wait.
Mighty
Is Max
white of them.
watching? Did he see my plate? There. It's an honor.
Actually, I tried to get a hold of Max to come on, and I wasn't able to. I think he's out flying today. He flies on Sunday, so which is not a worry. But
Yeah, Reptilian asked a question. Yeah, he started just putting anti-fog on, and he says it actually
that?
helped a ton. So
I'll
Okay.
try
no,
that.
sweat's not the problem. Someone said, nah, B-man. No. Sweat has nothing to do with it, son. They were flying at 110 degrees in Vegas. They would sweat. Billy got out of the car, and it looked like he had pissed his pants. After he went up the mountain looking for his drone.
when he decided to get out of the car, or that was
Yeah, when
Ken
he got out
actually
of the-
hiding in the car.
Oh no, when Billy got out of the car, it looked like he had peed his pants. He left the puddle of sweat. So sweat's not the issue. Trust me, it was 110 degrees out there. You sweat the moment you leave your hotel. You start sweating and you don't quit
Yeah.
until you get back to the hotel, basically.
You better not come to
So-
Louisiana then.
So I guess
So-
it's just
totally
humidity.
Totally different. My son went to
Totally
LSU, and when I went down to see him, August whatever, because he'd stay there. It just the water just pours. I took him to our apartment in Phoenix. He'd never been there. We're in the air-conditioned car driving the whole way. He gets out of the car. Mind you, he's used to Baton Rouge. He just gets out of the car and he goes, "Holy crap!" And it's a totally different heat. It just sucks everything right out of you.
You step out and it's like you just hit
You're in
a
a
wall.
sauna.
You're like,
You're in a sauna. It's just, whew. Yep.
Yeah.
Like you stick your head in the oven. There it is. Nuts.
And that's a guy who's used to hot, humid, and then he gets to hot, dry.
Right. It's a different thing.
Totally different.
Now, just the opposite, though. When I was stationed in El Paso, we decided to go to Mardi Gras, right? So we leave El Paso, land, get out there, and it happened to be pretty hot that year in March. And it's the same thing. You're like, what the fuck?
You can't breathe. Yeah.
Like you're swimming. 100% humidity,
Right.
80 degrees, 90 degrees, 100% humidity. It's like,
Right.
is it not raining? It's got to be raining.
Yeah.
It's got to be raining. Why isn't it raining?
Johnny will tell you that's just the way it is.
Hey, it's like 90 degrees humidity when the sun's shining. It's like
Right. Yeah. Why isn't it raining? It's like 100% humidity. It'll say 100% humidity.
We almost lost our dog. We lost our dog.
Isn't that water?
We put in Baton Rouge. We left all the windows down in our car. Ran into somewhere. Came out. The dog. You could see the saliva, and was totally non-responsive because she wasn't used to that. So my son picked her up. She was a Labrador. Picked her up, and I'm pouring water over her head, try to cool her brain down, and then the rest of her body, and just to try do something.
Joe and I flew this morning, USA Drone Flyer. Man, we were like creeping underneath the oak trees because it was really hot out there.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's our new reality, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm
Pretty
back
much.
in Michigan now, 80 degrees and 40% humidity. I'm like, bitches.
Yeah, we're supposed to be 60 degrees come Tuesday morning, so we got a little cool front coming.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. For you, that's winter.
Yeah, better than last year. We were still from the hurricane last year, so we in great shape. Hey, can't gripe.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully everything works out. With that being said, guys, we're going to jump off here. We got the Fly Zone FPV show going on in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to jump off, grab a bite, and then I'll see everybody over there. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Thank you, Barkley, Lon, John, and Mikey for jumping on. Yeah.
Say hello.
Your
to
stickers
everybody.
you got coming?
Drone pilot.
Yeah, buddy. I'm stoked.
That's Maddie.
That's all you really need is the stupid stickers.
Stickers.
Yeah, you just need the stickers, really.
He's getting a new
Oh,
tattoo,
boy.
Lon. Lon, he's
Wait,
getting a
wait,
new
wait,
tattoo.
wait, wait, wait.
There you go.
Did you get the little piece of paper with your test score results on it?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Show it.
It's right here.
Are you kidding? It's been on Facebook. It's been everywhere.
I don't do Facebook. All right. Excellent.
Yep, I got it.
Barkley, it looks like it was whited out, the score, though, a little bit. I don't know. I think it was changed.
Yeah.
What was that? That's weird. That's just coming out of the
Four
corner.
letters that said FAL.
Yeah, I got a 1 year waiver. I got a 1 year waiver to fly at my house legally.
That's good. I'm
Sweet.
glad you finally got that.
Why do you do that? Are you in a class something airspace?
I'm in class
Can't
D,
get Lance
and
at
they
his
don't have
airport.
Lance. They don't have Lank. I can't fly. They don't want you calling a tower anymore.
Right.
Not that the guys ever told me not to stop calling the tower, but so I just applied for it, like sunset, sunrise type flight. And actually, they changed my cap from 200 to 400 feet. So
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to seeing some flights, bro.
just trying to do the right thing. I mean, that's all.
Awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, unlike some people. yeah, flying way high, which I know I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I fly perfect every time.
Like
But you're
600
flying
feet.
your
maybe?
telemetry and shit on the screen. and-
Yep.
yeah, it was like,
I don't fly over 400 feet.
Yeah.
No worries.
Lon,
You
Yep.
Lon.
don't put the you don't post the telemetry.
Yeah.
My only issue is, let's say you're at 380 feet and you're flying at 380. It's from, of course, where you took off. And then if you
Right.
go over a canyon, you're not way over, technically.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would
True.
We were in the mountains, and you climb up, 1,000 feet or whatever, and then you fly away from the mountain. You're over 1,000
technically
feet.
you're over the 400 feet, AGL.
But if you stay close to the mountain, you're less than 400 feet over the ground.
Well, I always said, people say, oh, you need to lower down like an aircraft's in the area. I'm like, I'm at tree level. If my drone at tree level is an issue for the plane, that plane has a lot bigger worries than my little
Big
drone.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's like the people that are complaining about, the ADS-B and the Mavic 3 not going off if a jet airliner flies over or whatever.
At
And I'm like,
30,000 feet, yeah.
30,000 feet high.
yeah. And mine went off 3 or 4 times when we were in the desert, when they were, because there's a lot of, what do they call those? People fly, get in helicopters, they pay money.
Yeah, little
tours,
tours.
air
Yeah,
tours.
The helicopter
tours,
Yeah,
tours,
air tours. They were coming around every half an hour, I bet you. Somebody in a plane or a helicopter,
Oh, yeah.
they would tell me every
Vegas?
single time.
Yeah, Vegas has a lot of those tours. Go out to Hoover
They
Dam.
fly right out of Vegas. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got to be
And,
careful where
you
you're
know,
flying.
Yeah.
Brother Bob,
Pay
what's up, buddy? We're getting ready to
Up
jump off,
Casey.
brother. We are jumping
What's
off,
up?
so I will see everybody over on the Fly Zone Drone, strictly FPV Quadcast. Thank you guys again for hanging out, and we will
All
see
right,
you guys
absolutely.
next week.
Barkley, Lon, have a good night.
Later, guys.
Yeah.